What's up, creatures? It's Tom from Creatures Book Reviews. Uh, should be calling my channel Creatures Book Hauls, because that's what I have for you today also. The reason I do not have a review just yet is because I have a shocking cold or a sinus infection or something. And so if my voice sounds weird, I apologize for that. And I'm just not up to mentally dealing with a review. I have a couple coming down the pipe. I'll be reviewing The Only Good Indians very soon. I am currently reading some other books that are really going to really be exciting for me to review. I don't want to tell you what those are just yet. I want to leave those as a surprise, but I am super excited about some of the things that I've read and that I'm beginning to read now. I've also been shouted out on some channels, and I've been talked to by some other booktubers, and all of you that have made comments or talked to about me on your channel or something like that. I sincerely appreciate that. Thank you very much. I want to create a community where everybody can just kind of hang out and have a good time and have a great discussion. And I love talking to people about books, and I love sharing my experiences with that. So if you are interested in the kind of things that I'm interested in, I hope that you'll subscribe, maybe like this video, and tell your friends about it so that we can all form a nice big community here that we can talk about. That's all I'm after. I just want to have a good time with this. Also, I have a couple other channels, or three actually. I have a movie review channel that I'm starting to work on, and I have a comic book channel, and then I have a devotional channel if you're interested in anything like that. So you are free to do that. I'm not trying to monetize and make money. That's not really what this is about. I'm just about sharing, and I want to promote especially independent authors on this channel, and I'm pretty excited to do that. I got my first email this week from an independent author that wanted me to check out his book. He's sending it to me in the mail. And I'm going to read and review it on this channel as soon as I get it. It should show up here sometime next week, I imagine. And I really appreciate that. So I'm going to keep all that kind of hush and secret until the time comes. And then I'm going to share all of that with you guys. So with that said, I bought some books. Imagine that. We'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, let's get into this. I was at a very nice used bookstore and with some fantastic prices. And so I always search through for some older stuff or some things that I know it's not in print anymore, or some things that I'm looking for. And I admit, covers actually really do attract me. And this is why I bought this series. This is a duology, and I'm really excited to have it because the covers were just beautiful, and it's so rare, seems like these days, to get a series that's just 2 books. Everything's like 15 books long, and it's a huge time commitment. So this is Snow Eyes by Stephanie Smith. Snow Eyes. If you've read any of these, let me know what you think. I usually Goodreads and look at the reviews of them and see, but isn't that a beautiful cover? Snow Eyes. Fantastic shape. Okay, then the second part is The Boy Who Was Thrown Away. And he appears to be a bard, and I am very interested in that because I do a little bit of singing, and I love music. And I think that would be pretty cool to see how that plays out. I don't know what these are even about. I've barely done any research on them, but I'm very excited to see where they go. And so, nice to make people aware that they exist. So maybe you'll see them one day and pick them up. Okay, I also picked up The Divine Queen by Adam Corby. Okay, and that is absolutely because of the retro cover art. I picked that up. It's one of those timescape novels. Great shape, fantastic price. Very excited to have that, put in my collection, and hopefully one day get to it. You know how that goes sometimes. Also bought a book, science fiction book called by J.T. McIntosh called Suiciders. Suiciders. Looks like an amazing, like retro looking ships. I have a thing for science fiction with ships on the covers. I love that. I love how it looks. I love the artistic style. This one's not in perfect shape, but I still really do like it. It's just a neat, clean, beautiful looking book. So it's really neat. I love the retro stuff. Okay, then I also got Amaranth by Nella Benson. I'd never heard of it, but the cover was really neat. Once again, the cover got me, and the price was absolutely right. So I picked those up. If you know anything about these books, once again, leave a comment. Let me know. Tell me if they're worth my time. I'm sure they probably are. Okay. I want to do a section where I deal with books from the past, and rather than mostly, especially science fiction, fantasy, and in particular sword and sorcery. So I'm always on the lookout for stuff like that. Okay, then I picked this book up called The Sky People by S.M. Sterling. I love the anything with prehistoric stuff, and you'll notice there's a dinosaur there, okay, and a ship crashed. I think this is fairly famous, but it's new to me. It's not something that I'm really familiar with. I think I have seen it before, but that's about it. Then I bought a really beautiful book. This book's just gorgeous by Kristen Britton. It is called The Dream Gatherer. It's a Green Rider novella and other stories. And I got that because just look at that cover. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and thin. Be a quick read. Beautiful cover. Inside, there's some really nice artwork. Also, it's just kind of a gorgeous presentation. Lots of really cool looking art on the inside. I love it when they do that kind of thing. Just beautiful. Excited to see what that's about. Then, ironically, strangely enough, I was at Sam's and I picked up a paperback that I almost bought. It was like discounted at about $7. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy it now because I've got a whole lot of books. But then I went to Walmart, went into a section where they have like $4.97 or $5.97 books. And I found the same book in hardback for $1 or $2 cheaper than the new paperback. So this one is called The Chain. And this one just got me because I had to, I read the premise, and it's like, one of your kids are kidnapped, and you have to kidnap a kid in order to get your kid turned loose, and it continues down the chain. And like, this seems like this would be like a runaway suspenseful book. This is probably more of a thriller than it is horror, but I can't think, having 6 kids, I can't think of much worse than losing one of your kids to somebody kidnapping them. You would almost do anything to get them back. And, you know, it's kind of a terrifying parent's nightmare, this kind of story. I'll bet this ends up a movie one of these days. Okay, if you know anything about it, let me know. I've heard some good things about it. People said that it was really, really a page turner. So I'm looking forward to getting into that at some point. Then I got some new books, and I know everybody on BookTube knows who Daniel Green is, but his series that he released went on sale, and so I just got them both waiting. And so here's Breach of Peace by Daniel Green. I just love his covers. I really do. I don't know I don't know how the story is. I've heard good things about it, and I've heard some people say they didn't like it, and I've heard some people say this like trended almost to the horrific, but I'm going to give it a try. So I'm kind of excited to get into it when I can. And then, of course, I also picked up Rebels Creed. Rebels Creed was also on sale. Something weird was going on. You see the bottom of that book, how kind of nasty that is? That had some goop on the bottom when it came out of the box from Amazon. I'm like, what the heck is this? Did someone set this in grease before they sent it to me? I hate it when that happens. They really need to ship stuff better. I love you, Amazon, for your prices, but I am not real crazy about your shipping. But anyway, there's Rebels Creed, another beautiful cover. I'm hoping that his next cover will be also a distinctive limited color palette, you know. That first one was blue, this one's kind of red-orange. Maybe the next one could be green. I hope he does that, because I think that would look really, really nice on the shelf. Then I ordered this one because if you look right here, that entire shelf is double stacked, and then there's some probably down here too. All of that is what I call zombie literature. I'm very well read in zombie literature. I have a thing for it. Long before The Walking Dead, I was interested in zombies. But this book, I saw this and I was so intrigued by the cover, and then I realized it's probably kind of like a zombie novel. So I picked it up, and it just came out, and I'm very excited to read it by Anne. I'm going to butcher this. I apologize. Anne Friestat. Anne Friestat. I should have looked that up. But it's called What We Harvest. And I think that is just beautiful. I like flowers and things like that, but that just is terrifying looking. It's just disturbing. And I don't know if these are fungal zombies or some other kind of zombie, but whatever they are, it's really, really got me intrigued. This may be a young adult novel. I think it might be. I'm not 100% sure of that. But it was so beautifully presented. And, you know, I love it when they do stuff like this in a book. It's very hard for me to resist, you know. Books, I don't drink alcohol, and I've never really done drugs. This is my drug. These books, I can't say no to them when they're just that gorgeous. I just have to have them. I'll bet some of you understand that. I'll bet some of you really do. Then I walked into Barnes & Noble store locally, and I always check their book annex where they have like books that have been reduced. And I went over there, and I'm always looking through there. I found Star Wars books there. I found all kinds of cool stuff there. And then I found this beauty. And I didn't have a copy, and so I'm excited to put it in my collection. It's called Tales of the Samurai, and it is the illustrated edition. Look at that. Is it not just beautiful? Look at the inside. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful. And then even the stories themselves, this is tales of thrilling Japanese stories of vampires, ghosts, and renegade samurai. Well, sold, take my money. Absolutely. And then look at this. The art throughout. Look how the stories are presented with a border, and it's a beautiful storybook style. So I'm very excited to read this. I love Asian fantasy. I really enjoy that. One of my favorite series is the Across the Nightingale Floor series by Leon Heron, which is a pen name. It was great stories. I love that. I've got Bridge of Birds over here on the shelf, so I'm very familiar with it. It's very interesting to me, and I really enjoy Asian fantasy. So I'm going to probably pick up the Poppy War series at some point. I'm really interested in reading that also. It's just fascinating to me, the way life was, and then when you put a fantasy spin on it, it's just incredible. I really enjoy that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing my latest pickups. As I buy books, I'll do haul videos, which will probably be pretty frequent. I also have a huge library that I can pull things out of and show you. If there are any particular types of books you would like to see, I can get into my library and pull those out and let you take a look at them, because I probably have something along those lines. It's very likely with about 3,000 books. There's a lot of stuff out there that people are very interested in. Very specific stuff. It's some of it's fantasy, some of it's science fiction, some of it's just general fiction. But I have a lot of books that I really have enjoyed over the years. So if there's something you want me to try to find, or a type of book you'd like to see showcased, like zombie literature or old science fiction or whatever, just let me know down in the comments, and I will try to put something together for you. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm about to lose my voice, and my nose is stopping up again, and I'm kind of miserable. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Be kind to each other. See you next time.